Hey, of course, happy to set up time. What's going on? So much drama. Uh-oh. What do you mean? Everything? Okay, well, there's got to be some specific things. TikTok ban, US politics. I know your team's had the supplier issues. Well, yes, it has felt like a week, but no, but I think there's takeaways from this week for all. And so first of all, my first probably tip is I'm glad that you set up time, because when you're in the midst of it and it seems overwhelming, sometimes you're like, what literally can I do? So I'm always happy to be a resource. Yeah, I'll set up time as quickly as I can. But is recognizing, like, if it's challenging for you, then that's a very real feeling. And so a lot of times when you hear drama, like, sometimes it may seem like silly things and you're like, why is anyone dealing with this? But one thing is when things are happening, whether it's like at work, like supplier issues, or whether it's outside of work but impacting work. So things, well, TikTok ban was impacting some of our work, was impacting some people outside, but you know what I mean, is those things do impact people. And so sometimes the temptation is to have this rule, like no personal discussion or no personal things. And people have that approach, and you're like, work is work, focus on it. And that's, I mean, it's true, work is work, but people are real and have real lives. And so when they have concerns, whether you agree with them or not, a lot of it depends on how you approach and address them. And so even just giving someone a listening ear as opposed to shutting them down is honestly probably the biggest thing you can do. And so you coming to me and having these questions is a sign of leadership, because it shows that you care enough not just to like shut it down or ignore it. But yeah, no, I mean it is. But one thing is, things impact people really differently. And as you probably already know very well, when you're managing people, you're managing all sorts of different personalities. Okay, yep, that is a lesson managers learn quickly if you don't know it already. But one aspect of that is oftentimes you can have common approaches. And so whether it's having common questions or common things like that. And so recognizing you never know what's going on in someone's life. So like the things you talked about, like are all big things that are impacting your team, our whole country, again, like as a global organization, like some of them are notable globally, but all the time, like we may have locations in other countries and they have things going on we're not even aware of. So whether it's like that, like big news, like US politics or things, even individually, you never know what's going on with somebody. And so showing that level of what's going on, like checking in with them. How are you doing? Not like that, like how are you doing? Like really. And even telling people, like, it's okay if you're not okay. Like if someone is like hesitating, saying that. And yeah, well, a lot of it is just having these conversations, because no, you are not trained. You are not a therapist. You are not trained to be it. I am not either. I have gotten a lot more training on things like people issues. This is why I'm here and a resource for calls and things like this. But we do have access to other things for resources. But a lot of times as a manager, you're the person. You're the eyes, ears, whatever. Whether you're in person with somebody, whether you're remote, you can get a sense of what's going on. And so, yeah, I mean, I think it's whatever you call, like this week is definitely a week, but all times in management, there's going to be things that come up, whether it's things that impact the whole team, whole organization, or things that impact people individually. And so one is just to get a sense of people and checking in with people. And so when you have your one-on-ones, starting like, how are you doing? And even saying to your team, what can be helpful in a team meeting is to say generally to your team, when I check in, it's like, how are you doing? Sometimes your answer is going to be, I'm not okay. You can say, I want you to know that it's okay if you're not okay. And I'm not always going to be able to provide all the support, but I am a listening ear, and we have resources, and there are people internally that can help with resources to identify that. And so my job is to let you know that no matter what's happening, whether it's a big week and things are going on in the country, whether it's things that are happening at work and you're trying to we're this supplier issue and the supplier is just ghosting us and not getting back to us, we are here to figure it out and support each other. And we will go through things as a team. We will go through things individually. And so how we show up for each other and support each other matters no matter what's going on. And that's something that's within our control. And so just saying that sometimes to your teams. And so in that team meeting, saying, here, yeah, really, that's why I do think it's helpful to have that kind of, that, and it doesn't just have to be this week. Like, you don't have to call a special meeting if you don't want, but generally saying, hey, just want you to know, if you're ever not okay, it's okay to tell me that. And I can help to figure out the next steps. And if somebody else on the team, if you ask them and they say it's not okay and you don't know what to do, you can come to me and I can help find next steps. That's it. We are here to support each other. And so, yeah, sometimes that's what you can do, because yes, work is work, but empathy is recognizing that as people, the way we show up to work can matter. Yeah, because you do. Absolutely. I mean, we have team members that right now, like we've had these executive orders coming through. I've gotten a million calls trying to figure out what's going on with these, what happens next. I'm trying to work through those. There are people that, depending on what's going on, impacts people really close to them. And so they're trying to figure it out. And so, no, you do not have to be a junior lawyer in HR, but so sometimes just figuring out, what can I do to show up and support my teams? That is one of the best things that you can do as a manager sometimes, is being a listening ear. If it's a situation and someone's so, like, they literally cannot get work done, sometimes it's a conversation. But oftentimes, like, I mean, this, like, there may be something this week, like this again, this has been a week. Okay, TikTok ban or otherwise, but there may be something that's impacting someone and they really can't get work done. And that can be another conversation. Sometimes it's like, just take the day and come back tomorrow. I will always be happy to figure that out. But if it's like letting someone go and having that human approach, we can figure that out. I will always stand behind that, rather than like, let me see if you can go. Like, again, as long as we don't have ratios or things like that in this role, like, we can figure it out. That human approach matters. But just knowing, really, having a team meeting, having this general conversation, and saying even, I can be a listening ear. I am here, checking in individually with your team members. Those are things that can be within your control, even when all sorts of things are happening. Yeah, well, again, if something's happening and like no one's getting any work done or things, recognize sometimes people just need like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever, and they get back to it. And as long as there's not like customers waiting, things like that on them, and they just need that break, sometimes that level of flexibility and just giving them some space just to like take a minute break can help them get back into it. And so just thinking about what you can do to show up, to be a human, it does not take, there's no magic words. But just saying, I'm here for you in whatever way I can. If you want me just to listen, I'm happy to do that. If you want my thoughts, again, there's some things I'm happy to talk through, like supplier issues. Let's talk about how to figure it out. For other things, I can also help and connect with people internally to find the resources that can provide that help you need. So that's what I can do as a manager. No, it's not kicking the can, honestly, because also don't take something on that you're not equipped to do. Nobody needs to do that. And so oftentimes as a manager, it can feel really, really intimidating, like you have to know everything to do. There are no magic words. But some of the words that can work best are just, I'm here for you. I'm here to listen. Are you okay? Like genuine things that show that you're human. Yeah. Okay, well, it can be a lot more simple than it feels. Okay. Well, let me know how it goes.